everybody.
Hi.
MaJeliv here, we're the Vasquez family, and in today's video, we're going to be reacting to the official teaser of Marvel Studios' Eternals. It came out 10 minutes ago from when we're watching it right now. We got extremely excited about this. We've been excited for this movie, but we got extremely hyped and even more excited when we watched the celebration of Marvel movies that came out a couple weeks ago.
And are going.
Which we'll have a link right here in this card, so you guys can go check out our reaction to that whole video. It was such an amazing time watching that. It was so great. It brought things full circle. But besides the actors that are in it, we don't know much about where this story is going to take us.
You guys have told us about some stuff
about the origins of the comics,
certain characters that you're excited to see. Yeah.
So thank you for your input and your your information. Your knowledge helps us understand and enjoy these movies even more. So let's jump in. It's only 2 minutes. And we hope to get a little bit more as to what's going on here and how it may connect to everything we've seen and everything we will see. So thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoy our reaction. Let's jump in. Here we go.
Wow. Dude.
The visual.
Dude, it's beautiful. The heck?
I've never seen. Chloe Zhao's directing this one, right?
Yeah.
What is this place?
I love this.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Imagine driving that ship. It's so awkward. It's just like a...
From an angle, it looks like a thing on a map. Whoa.
Whoa, what was that?
Wow,
dude.
What? Wow. What?
Dude.
Look at that. There's so many like different colors and settings.
Dude.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Dude, there's so much to like, so much there. Unravel.
Oh man.
I'm...
So now that Captain Rogers and Iron Man are both gone, who do you think's gonna lead the Avengers?
I could lead them.
What?
That was funny.
What?
So...
Oh, that's gonna be right in time for your birthday, man.
For a long time. Like if they came at the beginning.
So do they come to this like barren land and they help build something?
Well, so I mean, from what you guys have taught us and from what we've learned, and you guys can correct us, it seems like the Eternals really are eternal beings that have kind of guided the creation of the universe in the MCU. And from the dialogue, it sounds like they have guided, they've helped progress, they've watched without really interfering. And it's not until now, at least in the events of this movie, where we might see them and what's going on with them shift everything else that we've seen. So I don't know, I'm very curious as to how this is going to play out into what we know, how they're going to impact or kind of connect with everything else we've been seeing unfold. It's very fascinating. It looks like, from what I was seeing, it seems like their interference is due to the connections they make with the people, if that makes sense. Like they began as just these eternal like beings that just do what they're designed to do, and then over time they connect these people on what seems like Earth and like Earth types. I don't know. What do you guys?
There was a pair of them, and I'm sorry I don't know their names or anything, but it seemed like they were going through different time dimensions.
This is honestly like kind of new territory for us because we really don't know much about the Eternals and all of these characters.
And we'll have to read through your comments again.
Yes.
But I'm very excited to see what each of these characters, like if there's any tension going on between each of them.
Specifically.
They might have backstories that bring tension. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I sort of saw some tension there. I don't know. It was like a small, like some shots had like you could see characters going through something in their expressions. So I can't wait to see how the characters jive together because it's a lot of characters. And that's one thing that was so great about Infinity War and Endgame is that all these characters that we've seen in different films are coming together. And although this is our first time seeing these characters, it's a lot of characters that are similar. But sometimes similarity can lead to friction, you know? So I'm very excited to see the way that the characters interact.
Yeah.
They probably have different outlooks on humanity. I mean, there's so many, what am I counting?
There's like 2, 4,
10?
6, 8, yeah, 10.
10 of them. So that's 10 different perspectives on what humanity is, what they're capable of, what their potential threat is. And so some of them are going to want to interfere more than others. So that's a fascinating thing. I love the shots because you get this kind of a point of view from the Eternals on the ship of these people on the lands that need their guidance. It actually reminds me of, I remember growing up watching a special on Discovery Channel where all this speculation was being made that the pyramids, and there's just a lot of evidence that the pyramids were helped being made by some extraterrestrial force, and a lot of ancient societies have these perfection to them, this mathematical perfection that it just seems like something from out of this world was guiding them and helping them survive on this planet that had so many wild elements to it.
Like this taps into that.
Yeah, it does. It really does, and I really love that because it also shows these eternal beings, these almost like extraterrestrial deities or whatever you call them. You could call them above, but then they become a part of, and that's gonna be. I think that really ties into what Chloe Zhao is about. We've not seen Nomadland yet, but it feels like it's a journey of a person that connects with other people that were originally distant and very dissimilar, and then here something is gonna bring humanity and these guardians of like all of the universe. Gonna bring them together, so it's fascinating. A very different feel.
I wonder if they're gonna reference anything that's occurring in the Avengers in the meantime. I know they did make that comment of we're not interfering, and now that Iron Man's dead, but I wonder if throughout this movie we're gonna kind of get an idea of what they were doing during that time.
And how they felt about it during that time.
Right.
Like, right.
Well, and I know Eric Voss from New Rockstars, because I know I'm interested to see how he reacts to this, but he's made like the speculation that this, whatever happens in this movie in their journey kind of parallels to what's happening in the stories we know, because they're in a way like I don't know, because they control so much. I'm just really, like you said, Mom, I'm very interested to see how their story plays out with all of this, because even towards the end there was like this comment about how at a certain point you have to say goodbye. So like, is there a moment where the Eternals kind of once again leave and once again
so like Mary
once again just kind of watch from a distance? So I don't know, man. I'm very, very intrigued. And now what's fascinating and interesting is why are they choosing to introduce them now? You know, what's the point and what are they leading up to?
Yeah.
I know they've talked about maybe are we going to see a younger Thanos in their story? All we've really seen here is their interaction with humanity, but we still don't know a lot of their origins and how they are going to. I think like what we've talked about in the past, what's so great about the MCU is they're able to make these larger than life characters feel so human and feel grounded in the humanity that we're familiar with. So how are they going to make these Eternals, these universe bending beings seem like characters we can relate to?
And that's probably why they picked this director, because like we've said, we haven't really seen much of the movies that she's made, but the way that the cinematography is from the trailer, these characters that are very powerful are now in this setting that's down to earth.
Very simple.
Yeah, very simple. And I think that's the way that the cinematography is will help guide them into this unity with being on the ground.
It looks beautiful,
down to earth.
Visually, I trust 100% what Chloe has done. I will add a layer of, I'm a little
skeptical.
Yeah, skeptical on the fact that we are meeting these characters that maybe they just decided to stay away. And it's something that Eric Voss brought up. Like, what were they doing during all of what was going on with Thanos, and like they just sat back and watched, and why? And so you're gonna have to come up with some pretty darn good reasons and really good character development for me to believe that these characters. Look, the reality is Marvel has a great recipe here to succeed with Chloe at the helm. This amazing, incredibly talented cast. The cinematography looks great, but if it doesn't tie in to what we know, this could miss the mark and have to just be like a standalone film. But it seems to be marketed as it has.
It's interwoven. I think it definitely is.
Especially with that last beat.
Marvel wouldn't miss the chance to do that. I think we're gonna get more understanding and clarity as to what we're gonna see in the future. And I also think that we're gonna maybe understand things more than we have about the world that the Avengers lived in, and why and how, and kind of give us a deeper explanation into things.
And I always feel like, because and it seems like with the MCU they've always used characters to introduce these huge ideas and concepts. Like, you know, with Spider-Man they sort of tapped into the multiverse, and then with Ant-Man, the quantum realm. Like that was, for anyone that doesn't know Ant-Man and that stuff, watching that clip would be, what is this? I have no idea, right? So with this, like if they're planning on going into more galactic corners of the MCU and more like out of this world, super like fictional and science like driven concepts and stories, then they're gonna need to bring us characters that kind of pave that path towards that. Because if we just meet these characters down the road, or we just all of a sudden are in space all the time, it's gonna be hard to connect to that. So if these characters are the ones that kind of keep us grounded in that, or are the connection to that world that we have, then I think that's probably the tactic they're trying to go with. But either way, like my dad said, the cinematography, the actors in this, the director Chloe Zhao, and the characters, it's all very extremely exciting. And
is there something you're excited to see, Joe?
Well, no, I mean, really, everything you guys are saying, and just to see how big the Marvel universe has been expanding and who they're bringing into the universe is extremely exciting.
It is exciting.
Like, what's his name from Jon Snow? What's his name? Is he in this?
Kit Harington.
Sorry,
Kit Harington.
I didn't watch Game of Thrones.
It's okay.
Angelina Jolie, along with other people. I don't know their names, but I've seen them. I've seen most of their work.
They're so good, right?
And the fact that I know we heard news about Olivia Colman joining the MCU too.
At some point.
Like,
Clark and
there's so many people coming, and it's just so exciting to see where they're going. And I feel like you guys are saying they're probably going to fill in some gaps, especially if you want to introduce a new character. They have to do it correctly. So I have big hope on this movie that they're gonna just explain what they were doing while the whole world was in chaos.
So Marvel's got this, right?
Yeah, they've got this.
Something about you, Jemmy, you always make me very aware of the themes of man and earth, and something that stood out to me in the trailer. If you notice that there's a big emphasis on humanity farming and working the land, and even I don't know which of the Eternals does it, puts their hand on the earth and helps
water
them,
comes out.
So there's going to be, you mentioned space as an atmosphere, as an environment. We saw these characters
just
interact
the nature
with.
of existence. I guess
Right, but now we get to see planet Earth play a role, and in combining these two universes, the Eternals and then humanity and their interaction with Earth.
Right.
And are we going to witness what we know, which is humanity abusing and destroying the elements they were given here on Earth? And does that play into the conflict? That would be fascinating to explore, I think, because it ties into human history. And maybe if there were extraterrestrial beings, they would probably sit back like, man, look at these guys messing things up. I don't know. That'd be kind of fun to see if it plays out.
So a lot of exciting things to look forward to.
Yes, definitely.
For sure. Yeah,
Can't wait.
It's definitely going to be hopefully answers and just diving deeper into character. I think like we were asking, where have they been? It's kind of what we were asking with Captain Marvel. Like, where was she during Infinity War? Like, where was she? And they didn't really answer that with her first movie. They didn't. They kind of insinuated that she was helping other planets and galaxies, which that still has to be answered, and I feel we may tap into that later on. But it may be the same thing here. We may not have a direct answer, but we definitely will dive deeper into the importance of the Eternals. Because if anything's been proven with the MCU is every story they tell is important. It does tie in somehow. So we are all extremely excited, and we want to hear your thoughts, because if we are excited, we can only imagine how much you guys are excited, especially those that are major Eternals fans. So we want to hear your thoughts, what you guys noticed, and what that may mean in the story, and yeah, what you guys are excited to see, and who your favorite Eternal is.
Yes.
In terms of their names and all that, and why.
Educate us.
Yeah, man, we love connecting with all you. It's just another way we love to connect with you guys. But before we go, we want to shout out our MaJeliv patrons, or people that have been supporting us on our MaJeliv Insiders Club. Thank you for your support. And everyone that's watching this video that has been with us since the beginning, since our Infinity War trailer reaction, anyone that's watching on our YouTube channel, you guys, your support, your subscription here, just means a lot. And we love to connect with all of you. But if you want to check out our MaJeliv Insiders Club, you can click this link, the Patreon. You guys can click it in the description and just check that out. You guys get more MaJeliv reactions, reviews, and you guys can recommend and request any trailers, music videos, anything you guys want us to watch. We can directly respond to you quicker through there. So you guys can check that out. And with that, just go out there, spread your light, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.